No. I got you.
It is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. I'm Brent Doherty. Blaine Bishop is here. He's dealing with power. Buck Rising is here.
Hello.
You look good, my friend.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it.
Not that you don't, Blaine.
It ain't. Just move it. Yeah, we got to get all this electrical stuff going on because, we don't want Kirby to get hurt. Really, Kirby?
We don't want him to
Kirby.
trip over it.
Just moving all the electrical stuff for us so, we can't keep our computers all charged up. Great job, Kirby. Did you just start working doing this? I just wonder. I just kind of wonder.
Hey, listen, the sun is out. There might have been a time.
Kirby taught me everything I know.
There might have been a time yesterday where, or maybe the night before, where I messaged our fearless leader, Paul Mason, and asked, what do we do in a rainstorm?
Oh,
are we still outside gate 3 under a tent?
Hell no.
No,
I'm coming out here in the rain.
Well, that's admitting that we actually were here. So first and foremost, then he just should have typed, run.
I should have, Blaine, I should have understood. There is no way Buck Rising is coming out here in the rain.
Yeah.
There's no chance.
Yeah.
0% chance. No,
well, he didn't want to mess up his lovely locks first and foremost.
That's right.
So,
That's right.
Listen,
do that.
brother, there's enough product in this. There ain't no rainstorm thing. Gale force winds could not move.
Listen, Buck, I know a couple weeks ago you had a little incident, but when you see buses move now, do you, quiver?
Yeah. I about got Regina George.
What
I got hit by a bus in Arizona.
No.
Oh, you were out that day.
What happened? You guys are talking about somebody.
I was having a lovely walk around the stadium out there, State Farm Stadium, trying to get my bearings. Got a little time in the morning because it's an afternoon kick, and I'm looking around. I'm looking for the media entrance, just trying to make sure I know where to go later in the day. And I've got my AirPods in, I got my coffee, and I went to turn the corner to cross the street, and about got popped.
By one of the team buses?
No, not a team bus. It was an event staff bus.
Oh, this staff.
That's less sexy.
Those same people who bring in the trays of grass?
Wheel it in and wheel out. No, I think those people are much higher on the pecking order. I think it was security attendants.
I'll tell you this, in downtown Nashville, you need to look out for a lot of buses and scooters and
head on a
all
swivel.
Kinds of things.
Head on a swivel. It's kind of the theme of the day. Head on a swivel.
We got a great view from our studio there of all the things that go on in Nashville on the buses going by that.
We most certainly do.
Backside, yeah.
Yeah.
I see you always walking, doing on that street there and
Division.
Seeing all that you can see.
He's got to get steps. It's important.
Always got to get your step. Your watch alert.
Good for the heart.
Kept telling you need some more steps. Get up and move.
I will tell you this: Titans fans can feel secure today. I've been doing this. This is year 29 for me in radio.
Look at this professional. See the segue coming.
Yeah. I've never been stopped walking around this facility, like on the sidewalk outside, whatever. I was stopped
until
twice today.
Twice? By what?
Security.
By a security guy going, you can't walk this close to the stadium with a backpack.
Oh.
No. I know it's no because it just happened to me.
You're kidding.
I go, really?
But I can't.
I've never, number one, I'm not going to play that game. Like, my favorite Eddie George story is he was late to do a preseason game with Corey Curtis. And he was pulling around this street right here in front of us. We're at gate 3, by the way. If you're coming to the game, come by and see us. We would love to see you.
Yeah. But it would be nice to see proof of life.
He was late, didn't have his credential, and the guy stopped him.
Eddie George.
See, people always think just because you're a former player, you got to follow the rules.
And he goes, I don't have my credentials.
And then he just pointed up that picture. He said, that's me. That's me.
Sir.
He said, that's me on the building. That's the greatest do you know who I am
Here's
thing
my
I've
credential,
ever seen.
you dope.
Oh, my.
I'm on the building. The guy goes,
you still got to follow the rules, Mayor.
I'm sorry, sir. Go ahead. So then, like the second time I got stopped, I got stopped by this wonderful police officer named Mike. And he goes, excuse me, where are you going? I go, literally right around the corner to this stage.
Really?
Like, I can see where we were. And I said, would you like to walk with me?
You get a police.
I like how you did that.
And he goes, yes, I will. And I walked around the corner, and I started to come up. And as I'm coming up to the stage, he said, I still have to call it in. I go, call it in, Mike. I'm Brent.
Call it in.
104.5 The Zone.
What is going on today?
So
They
if you're
must have
coming,
turned up the security because I got
you guys stopped too?
Yeah, I did.
Is
I
the
did.
football so bad that
they
they have to secure the perimeter additionally?
Looks a little poofy. So I don't know if they just said they're going to turn up security this week or what.
I think to Buck's point, I think they're like, why are you here?
No, they did it to me,
Sir.
Buck, he has a shortcut. They VIP
Oh, my
him right
gosh.
over here. He just walks right through.
Well,
I try to weasel my way through.
So you made it through, clearly.
yeah, I did. After even doing the security checks. Now, by the way, I did what I'm
You
supposed
didn't even have a backpack, really.
Yeah, I did.
Like
right, it was on my
you got your little
that's what he said. Oh,
Nike
that's a little
backpack.
poofy. I said, oh, I know.
You want to pat it down? Yeah, I'm dying to
He
get
said,
frisked out
"Excuse me,
here.
sir, I just want to check it."
It's the most
And he
action
was
I might
doing
see
to other
today.
people too, by the way, who
Yeah.
had bags or anything
Yeah,
else, even
sure.
though they
Right.
went
And-
to security check.
Listen, all seriousness. we
So it made me
appreciate
nervous, like something's going on.
all those guys doing the game, or doing their job. Yeah, me too. But if you're coming to the game, you're going to be safe. Yeah.
Oh, that's for sure.
Don't worry. Hell, you might have an individual security guard at
What's
this point.
funny about this group of three right here is that Blaine and I were checked a combined total of 4 times. Buck Rising? Not at
None.
all. It's because you're dressed so
In
well.
what world?
Oh, because you look professional.
You know what kind of look I'm going to give these
You
people
have
if they try
a
to
coat jacket
stop
on.
me?
You got the crucial catch pin.
Got my little pin. Got my
Oh,
pin.
man.
My
You do have
pin.
your
Got my little
pin.
lapel pin.
Buck's like, hey, man, if you're going to make this too difficult, I'm going home.
I mean, you got to make me work for it? No.
In all seriousness, Titans Patriots coming up today
Oh, yeah?
at noon. And yes.
That's
and,
not what Kirby said.
We've got you until 11 o'clock. Titans Radio will take you over then. Taylor Zarzer, Coach Mack, Amy Wells, Rhett Bryant, Joseph Bonanno have you covered at that point. Mike McCoy, the interim coach. So wild week here. Blaine, from a player perspective,
What do you, Sneed?
how do you
Right.
how do you deal with the coaching change and just go to work every day like nothing has happened and do your job and all those things? Is it a challenge?
I don't think it's a challenge. I think it's a freshness. Everybody talks about the coach, bump when you got to change of coaching during the season, which is always difficult, especially depending on what side of the ball they're more influential in. So I'll be real interested in that. As far as players, though, all you can do is control what you can control. But guess what? You get a fresh new start, though. You feel like, and it's only happened one time in my career. That was when Jeff Fisher became the head coach. Jack Pardee was no longer the coach. It was in the.
I forget you were there for that.
Yeah, because I tried to think about a time like, dang, I don't think I've ever gone through that.
So
And that was the only time.
As much drama as people think has happened this week, that
was rough.
That was a scene.
It was. That was my. I'm still a youngster. I'm the second year in the league. I'm like, what the heck is going on?
Yeah.
Watch this. First thing I thought was, am I getting cut?
Yeah.
Like, because I'm just worried about, like, dang, what's
mean,
going
Because
on
I'm not
here?
that guy's guy.
Yeah, right. So,
well, and your coordinator was literally fighting with the other coordinator on the sideline.
yeah, that was scary right there. I had never seen nothing like that.
Can you imagine if that happened today?
But I wasn't-
with social media.
I was surprised, but I wasn't shocked because the way he would go about his business in the meetings and practice.
Yeah.
He literally would tell us to go in, the defense, halfway through practice. Defense work done, go in. I was like, well, is he the head coach?
That's a higher level of dysfunction.
Yeah, it was. It really was. And he really was kind of the head coach. And I'm going to just say the head coach of the defense because he was hired by the organization and not the actual head coach. And it played out perfectly, actually, by the organization, by hiring Buddy Ryan as the DC. And we went on a 11-game win streak after we started off 1-4. Then the next year, not so much that he dismantled the team as he said he would do in training camp if we didn't go to the Super Bowl, and we did not. We lost to the Joe Montana Chiefs. So that was really tough. But, going through a coaching change is always a little bit difficult because as an athlete, you don't know who you really trust. And so you still have your position coaches. So the guys who may lost their position coaches, offensive line. So
yeah.
it may be a little bit different now, hearing from a different voice, as well as the team overall from McCoy. But you can only, focus on what you can control. I don't think it really bothered me a lot. I just was like, I know some guys felt like they had a fresh start because, certain coaches, you're not their guy. So some guys will be like, hey, now I get to prove something, not only to him, but whoever else may come in if you know you're going to be there next year. So NFL is different in that you're always motivated. Guess what? You get paid a contract. So you're not just playing for yourself, the organization, because you may get cut or traded. You're playing for all the other teams, too, as well. Mm-hmm. They're watching the tape.
Mm-hmm. Eye in the sky don't lie.
Always. It never does. Tells the truth all the time.
So from your perspective, covering this team on a daily basis, Buck, were you surprised that they made the move this week?
Yeah, so were they. The organization wasn't ready for that.
What do you mean?
Well,
That's what
when
I heard
you have an owner who is not here all the time and who makes decisions with some feedback, but largely based on her own decisions, as is her right. She's the owner of the team. When she feels the need to swoop down and put an end to something that she thinks needs to stop, it doesn't matter what the timing looks like, as they were not prepared on Monday for Brian Callahan to be fired as an organization. Now, did they have some feeling that Brian Callahan would not be the coach of the Tennessee Titans moving into the future? Of course.
Right.
I think that there were many people who have circled a couple of different moments this year where you thought Brian Callahan might get fired, but she decided after a poor performance against a Las Vegas Raiders team that is, as in Cam Ward's words, ass as the Titans have performed so far this year in front of a large contingent of her family that was there to take in the game, she made a decision that she felt was in the organization's best interest. Now, is it? I don't know. I guess we find out today. I don't think people dislike Brian Callahan. I think he was very much liked in the building. I don't think players stopped playing for him or their checks, to your point, Blaine. They are still professional athletes. The expectation is to perform. But it sent everybody scrambling. Listen, even the top information guys, Adam Schefter is on Pat McAfee's show 15 minutes before the firing happens, saying he doesn't expect any firings to happen today. That's not on Schefter. You know how crazy you got to be to catch those guys off guard? It's a messy circumstance that finds Mike McCoy having to come in and steady the ship as the interim. Fortunately for everybody involved, Mike McCoy has been not an interim head coach, but a full-time head coach previously in his past. It's been about a decade since he was the coach of the Chargers, but still, he at least has the ins and outs of what the job is under control, and he can help delegate as a result.
With regard to Mike McCoy, his press conference, his initial press conference, I thought, and I'd love to get y'all's take on this, I thought it was a good job by him in terms of transitioning and paying respect to the guy that's no longer there, but also identifying like what they think they need to do in terms of being on the same page and all those things. Like I thought he handled that press conference really well, and it made me think they need a guy with experience
moving forward.
Because moving forward, there is obviously a lot going on. So to me, and maybe you guys disagree, please do if you want. But to me, there's so much going on that would be tough to throw at a new guy like that has never been there, never coached, all those things. I think they need a veteran voice.
You mean
moving forward?
I'm talking about even after the season, once they go through the interviewing process.
With the hiring of the next coach.
Like no first-time offensive coordinator, 38-year-old Joe Brady coming in here, to get his feet wet as you try and stabilize the situation.
And all those guys will be hot names and all that. I just think for what they need with all that's going on, I think you need someone that's been there, done that.
Well, I completely agree with that assessment, but I thought Brian Callahan made a huge mistake in being that he was a first-time play caller, and I said this in the beginning, and a first-time head coach, and he hired people to his left and right, DC, OC, and special teams who are also
first-timers.
So you cannot, you want some experience around you. So now you backtrack, you go, okay, well, where are we now? We need an experienced coach, to your point, who has been there, done that. This won't be his first rodeo. So I really believe they're given a fair shot, as much as you want to agree or disagree, to McCoy. And listening to
Oh,
him,
yeah.
just like you said, I completely felt like, man, I felt a little
You
relief.
felt better?
I did.
Yep.
And I don't
I
know
did too.
why.
The moment's not too
And
big
He
for
wasn't
him.
like he was, he was 27 and 37 as a head coach. So what? And I think they only went to one playoff game or, playoffs. So I don't know why I felt that way. As much as I liked Callahan, I liked how McCoy delivered his first presser, and he felt confident in what he was doing, and he was going around the whole team. So he may be just a CEO this time, and Bo Hardigree is still going to call plays. Now, how much influence will he have? Or watch this. How much influence did Bill Callahan have on the play call?
Now, that's an interesting point, and we'll get your take in just a second. We need to take a break. This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. More on Mike McCoy and what we may see today. They say they're going to simplify the offense. What does that mean? We'll talk about it as we continue to broadcast live until 11 a.m. outside Gate 3. We'd love to see you. The sun is shining here at Nissan Stadium. Brent Doherty, Blaine Bishop, Buck Rising. This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff.
It's a beautiful day.
This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Brent Doherty, Blaine Bishop, Buck Rising with you until 11 o'clock. The Titans trust their home stadium to Lee Company to tackle their heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems, and they can protect your home too. Your next play? Visit LeeCompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. What you got, Blaine?
Oh, I got goodies, man.
Yeah.
I got
water in a
some
can.
Smart water.
Water in a can.
And some electrolytes from Powerade.
We all need electrolytes.
Yeah, I do, man.
Hydration is key.
Whoa. Oh, my hands are slippery.
We were talking about Mike McCoy. So what was your take on him being elevated as interim coach, his press conference, where we kind of are this week?
Yeah, so that was the plan. Because they have to have, obviously, a contingency plan. I know Jimmy Wyatt came on with you guys this week, Brent, and said, there was some speculation about the idea that they got caught off guard and they didn't have a plan in place should they move on from Brian Callahan in season. Obviously, that wasn't true. It was just unexpected, the timing of when Brian Callahan was fired, so they have to go through all the process of getting Mike McCoy an interim contract. You got to get the contract signed. You got to get all the coaches informed. You got to send the players out of the building because media is about to descend on the situation.
Well, and you have to tell the sitting head coach that he's fired first.
Yeah.
You can't tell anybody.
Well, you have
else.
to meet first,
right?
Then fire the coach, then do all of the other things that we just mentioned. So while it was, a bit confusing externally that they would take until 7:30 p.m. on Monday night to get in front of us and to explain the situation, there were some reasons why that was the case.
Also, they had to decide on who they wanted to make the interim head coach.
So Mike McCoy, it sounds like, was their preferred choice to let John Fossil continue to handle special teams. Special teams.
But they still had to make that decision.
Right, of course, yes. So they have to go through the process of that, get Mike McCoy to sign the interim contract. Obviously, there's some language that's associated with that. So then you make Mike McCoy the guy, and you don't change anything beyond the assistant to the head coach gets fired, Tom Jones. Bill Callahan resigns, his dad, obviously. You've got 2 assistant offensive line coaches that were working under Bill Callahan. Man's got the biggest budget of any assistant coach anywhere in football, it feels like. So we had 2 assistant OL coaches. They move in to split the job between them. Also, they're going to take over his responsibilities in the run game, Blaine, to your point, as far as Bill Callahan's impact on the play calling, plus somebody who Ben Jones recommended would be good in this particular situation, Luke Stocker, the tight ends coach, former Titan, who is also on this staff to assist. So it's kind of a conjoined effort to execute Bill Callahan's responsibilities across the board from the week leading up to game day duties. The rest of it is going to be interesting to see, because Mike Borgonzi hinted at this, Blaine, and you can expand on this as you feel like you need to. But Mike Borgonzi, one of the very few words that he spoke in this press conference, looked like a hostage up there next to Chad Breaker. I mean, God bless this man. Just get him off the stage. He just got here. He doesn't know all the stuff.
I love how you just parenthetically throw that out there. It looked like a hostage.
I mean,
just keep going.
Look at him. I felt bad for him. Anyway, I feel worse for Mike Borgonzi and Cam Ward than anybody associated with this nonsense. So, Mike Borgonzi, one of the few things that he does say up at that press conference, Blaine, is that Mike McCoy has been informed and that he is on the same page that there are some changes, some tweaks, for lack of a better term, that are going to be made offensively to make sure that they can give, one, Cam Ward the support he needs as much as humanly possible, 2, to see how much they can further the growth of the football team, because ultimately that's why Brian Callahan is fired, because the football team did not take any steps to advance in this particular situation that would cause you to have to make the change that you did. Again, the timing of it is questionable, but the reason, we understand why.
Yeah, it was bound to happen. I think it probably caught everybody in the building, as you mentioned, a little bit by surprise. So I'd never seen a press conference at 7:30.
Yeah, me neither.
8:30 Eastern. During 2 Monday night football games.
I'm real happy about that.
I kept saying on Friday, or whenever the hell that was. Monday?
Monday.
Yep, Monday.
I know. It feels like it's been a month and a half.
You might as well hold a press conference in a forest.
Yeah.
Could they have waited till the next morning?
No, we would have crushed them.
No, they should have done it earlier.
If they'd have hunkered down in the building.
You can't rush the process, so obviously they had to do some things.
Yeah.
But I was just wondering, because that is the day off, and that's typically not only when the Titans fire people, but with the NFL, because that's the day off, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I'm asking that question. After things happen, and you're sitting in the chair of Bergonzi or Brinker, you say, hey, let's not rush, the call. Let's just do it Tuesday. But no.
I understand the logic, Blaine, but when you are you know that you're going to have to be the people to get out there because the owner's not around to answer questions. She's watching from home.
Right.
2, when your whole message the entire offseason has been, we're going to be patient with this thing. We're going to ride this thing out. Patience over panic the whole way through. They have asked people about their messaging on this because they want reasonable expectations for where they are right now. And then 6 weeks in, they fire the coach, which works antithetical to the thing that they've been speaking about the whole time. And they have to get out there and explain not their decision, but the owner's decision. Because, Blaine, that was one of the first questions I asked the two of them. Did you recommend that Brian Callahan be fired to Amy, or did Amy make the decision? Now, Brinker deferred, said it was a collective decision, but we know now that Amy Adams Strunk made the decision, and the rest of them had to work their way through the process. I get what you're saying about taking the necessary time. I don't think that it should take a whole day. I think that had it been 10:30 p.m., I'd have been pissed, but get out there that day after all of these things are done and let your fan base know what the hell is going on, because it's messy.
I would hate to be in their shoes because you don't know when the decision was made. So was it after the game that evening, that night, or was it actually on Monday when she wakes up and thought about it and said, you know what, we're going to have to move forward?
We'll never know. She didn't even put out a statement this time. Chad Brinker put out the statement this time. So, again, they are literally empowered to speak on behalf of ownership. She's just sitting back and keeping her hands aren't clean of this, but staying as much out of the visibility as humanly possible.
Based off the history of the organization, I firmly believe if McCoy shows any signs on offense where Cam Ward is improving, he said he's going to make it simple, back to what you were saying, I think he'll have a great shot of getting the gig, I think, as the head coach. I mean, if you see and they win, let's say, in a totality of 5 games, 6 games, whatever the number, see the team growing and getting better, I think he will. He will be in the hunt, and I mean at a high rate of possibility of him getting the job.
Oh, I would favor him. I mean, if we were putting betting odds on this, he's in the job now, right? He has the most amount of control over the situation moving forward. And I don't know that the fan base would receive that well, but Mike Mularkey wasn't an overwhelmingly popular hire at the time when they did the same thing after Wisenhunt, but he ended up being the person to help them take a step forward. Maybe not the guy ultimately, but at least to move them in the right direction.
In-between guy right here till you get to the new stadium. If you see, get a middling road-ish, and now they're competitive, and as well as, build some more draft capital and, picks and see what you can do. Yeah, so, I'm excited to see what we see today. Do you think we're going to see a bump with the change of coach?
You usually do. Usually do.
Interim coaches, and this is courtesy of NFL research. I saw Nick Shook on the NFL's official website put this out this week. Interim coaches are 20 and 30 in their first game on the job. So that's about a 40% chance
pretty high
of getting the job done.
That is a high when you consider there is a reason why the interim coach is the coach, because there was a whole lot of losing before that.
Yeah.
So 20 wins out of 50 games is probably a lot compared to what the situation was.
Since 2018, they're 500. They're 9-9.
Okay.
So you've got a legitimate shot here. Again, the reason why Brian Callahan was fired is because this looks like not professional football. Their offense is minor league. It's insane. Again, I watched the Raiders and the Titans on the same field. Yes. No, Blaine, come on.
2 of the worst teams in football.
It's 2 of the worst teams in football, and the other team is 10 points better than you. And honestly, 20-3, 20-10, get out of here with that late touchdown. That is minor league Mickey Mouse crap.
Adam Schefter with the story this morning talking about how they're going to simplify the offense, and he wrote, McCoy referenced this during his news conferences last week, and it is expected to happen. The Titans want to make sure Ward is focused on doing a few things well rather than trying to grasp the many elements that the rookie quarterback often struggled to do in the first 6 games.
So, Blaine, let me ask you it within the context of this, because I watched Joe Flacco on Thursday Night Football, 10 days with an organization, make 2 starts, come in and tear it up. That's a 40-year-old quarterback who's seen a million different things.
That's a different deal.
18 years in the league. Yeah. And there's a couple of different contextual things here, because they're not overcomplicating things. They're running a lot of crossing patterns, running a lot of slants. You've got top-end wide receivers that make all of what you're doing look a hell of a lot better than it might otherwise if you're working with Alec Iamaner or, today Mason Kinsey is going to be up off the practice squad. No Calvin Ridley, as we know, and we'll talk about later. So we understand that the situation is different, but not complicating things. Joe's just getting the ball out and moving it down the field. Now, Pittsburgh's game plan on defense was horrendous. To just leave Jamar Chase single covered almost the entire time is criminal. That's a fireable offense. So it's not exactly apples to apples, the situation here, but just giving him options to get the ball out. Also, he has to be willing to take them, Blaine. Mm-hmm. He's not faultless in the middle of all this. That's the thing that Titans fans, I think, kind of, butt up against a little bit, is that they are bad, yes. They are not playing well, yes. Cam Ward is also getting worse in these situations where he is forcing some of these issues or exacerbating some of these issues. You don't want to blame him, of course, because you understand the circumstance, but he is not blameless in why they looked the way that they did specifically last week.
Well, I completely agree with that assessment as far as Cam Ward. He's definitely in the front. And maybe that's why the coach is saying, the new coach, McCoy, is saying that they're going to simplify, which means he's going to get really good at certain things and figure out the things that he's not so good, and he has to see it for himself in game. So you want to perfect going through your progression reads, know where your outlets are every single play and be disciplined. Remember now, Cam Ward said he's a gunslinger.
Yep.
And I said, you want a controlled gunslinger. Yeah, so he is somewhat just a different style. The same thing as Levis. Levis just wanted to hit the home run ball, but he was a gunslinger too. So these guys that are gunslingers believe that they can make every throw, which when you watch tape, you get excited, go, man, this guy's accuracy is pretty elite. And then you see him make some throws, you go, well, dang, that doesn't match up with what he did. So is he fundamentally sound? Here's one thing I always talk about, overcoaching. Well, one thing that you can never overcoach is fundamentals. And I think he needs to perfect the fundamentals of playing quarterback and let alone his footwork.
I think the coaching staff agrees with you, Blaine, with Mike McCoy, because Mike McCoy, one of the first thing he did is expand their individual period to take up a greater portion of practice to hyper-focus on those fundamentals, not just on the quarterback side of things, but across the board. Yeah. They could stand to be better. That was something that they felt lax is probably not the word, but that needs the most amount of attention right now. Just get to baseline, fundamental, operational.
Yeah, when you have a bad game, as an athlete, I would always go back to my fundamentals, and it would show up on film, and I go, man, I needed to do this, this, and this to be fundamentally sound, or that wouldn't happen. And even if it's technical, for me as a defensive back, it's like, okay, I have outside shade. I'm protecting the outside. How do I let a guy catch a ball on an out route when I'm supposed to be outside? So I'm fundamentally looking in the backfield. I'm not doing the things I need to on my concentration. So then you hone in on those little things. That's just being a DB on one little play, right? So imagine what it's like for a quarterback.
So, Blaine, as Adam Schefter writes, as the Titans prepare for the debut of interim head coach Mike McCoy, they also are expected to simplify their offense for number 1 overall pick Cam Ward, league sources told to ESPN. What does that mean to you? Like, what does simplify things sound like to you?
Yeah, that's what
if you had to guess.
Well, no, that's what I was saying. Like, here is the fundamentals. Perfect the fundamentals, his footwork, his accuracy, where to take risk and chances throughout the offense, without, kind of containing him from being who he is and playing freely. I think, and that's really hard when you're a quarterback, especially on a team that's not as talented as the teams that they're facing. I mean, every week. Like, when was the last time we heard about Elikai Manor? See?
Been a while.
See?
Right.
See that?
Yep.
Right? Oh, he started off like gangbusters, but guess what? The history tells you of the National Football League, a 3rd, 4th round guy at receiver, typically the highest production is like 500 yards in a season. That was the highest. We're not talking about the average. So what happens is now he's around a whole bunch of just good players and see what he can do. Well, once he perfects his own craft at the quarterback position, then everything else will fall in place because then they'll have the talent around him. That's how I view it. They may be saying something totally different. I have no idea, but simplifying just seems is easy, and that's a good answer. It was coach speak, but we don't know the details of what that really means.
That's right.
And
so
it's impossible to, without being in the meetings, understanding all the things that they're trying to implement. We couldn't have known that when Callahan was running the thing.
Is the analogy, can I just take it to Calvin Ridley and the glasses? Like simplify it to where it's like you're taking something really big and making it really small. Why are you looking at me like that?
I'm looking at you like I think it was more what's in between the ears.
I mean,
not about the glasses.
It doesn't even matter about the Calvin Ridley thing. He's not playing today.
So Calvin Ridley's not playing. Mason Kinsey gets elevated. Not.
Mason Kinsey got elevated?
Yeah, not
great white
Restrepo. Which,
Kirby was disappointed it wasn't Restrepo.
Yeah, Kirby throwing a fit out here because Xavier Restrepo not elevated from the practice squad. Listen to me, all right? I want to be respectful to Xavier Restrepo.
Oh, Lord. Here we go, Blaine.
Okay?
When he starts with that,
I'm just saying.
I love it.
Because
I don't mean to be ugly,
I'm not going to be ugly. I'm just saying.
I don't mean to be disrespectful.
I'm not disrespecting him. If the coaching staff who sees him every day, and I understand they're 1-5, and maybe you don't give a damn about what the coaching staff thinks because they're 1-5 and all these different things. But if Mason Kinsey gives you enough offensive value plus special teams value, has been in NFL games before, understands his responsibilities at a greater level, it is not that big of a leap to understand why he is active or could be active, at least called up, over Xavier Restrepo. I'm not saying that Xavier Restrepo will never be able to compete at an NFL level. I don't know that. I'm just saying right now they are considering him not ready. And if you're Mike McCoy, to Blaine's point, you are trying to win this football game and potentially win this job. You are not going to leave yourself open to any level of variance in your first game against your ex, who just came strutting in the opposing tunnel earlier this morning.
Oh, yeah.
Look,
the bus
having
is
a big time.
The buses got here before.
Where's the bus? Where's the bus?
Yeah, the buses got here right before you got here. I was like, oh, Blaine's going to love this.
Vrabel wasn't waiting a second too long to get in there. Are you kidding me?
But,
Yeah, they were early
maybe
today.
Depending on where the team is, and probably not a winning record. By the end of the season, I'm going to say as early as like 6 weeks before the end of the season, you got to want to see some of these young guys play. But that was my comparison the whole time. Everybody in training camp was talking about Restrepo, highly talented, coming out of college, undrafted. Is he better than Mason Kinsey? And that was my bar there. And I never thought he passed that bar. Every time I watched him in training camp, he wasn't better than Mason Kinsey. And we're just talking about practice.
Shout out to Mason Kinsey, man.
So that was
that guy.
Yeah, because he's a fighter, he's a clawer, and this guy has proven, and he plays with confidence, and he's got a little grit and grind and some fight in him too, boy. You saw him getting after some DBs, and I mean blocking them, and that, like, they was going at it, like, somewhat pushing and shoving after the play. So I like guys like that, and especially how he's gotten his shot. So those guys you never bet against. So we'll see how much he gets to play in the game. I think he may be more so as a security blanket in case somebody gets injured or something, but he probably will still get some a little bit of playing time, even if it's just 10, 15, 20 snaps.
My favorite part of the joint practices every year is standing on the sideline and watching Mason Kinsey go at the other team verbally. Yeah. It is so much fun.
Listen.
On game day?
Oh, no, during the
he does
practices.
that too. He does that too.
On the practice
That's
field.
what I'm saying. I saw him jabbering. I'm like, whoa.
Yes, that guy goes at people. I love him.
He's an irritant, right? Like, he's an irritant. That's what he is. And they like that he's competitive, and that they like that they can throw him out there on practice squad for, this is his 5th year at this point in time. Throw him out there on the practice team stuff, and that he'll compete at a high level, and he'll give the defense as much of a good look as he's capable of giving them. Like, that's, again, the whole point of this when Mike Borgonzi and Chad Brinker came in here was to raise the floor of the roster. Mason Kinsey and Xavier Restrepo and all these fringe type of guys that you're looking to see, okay, can they improve? With roster acquisitions, with the top seed in the waiver wire, all these different things, top spot in the waiver wire. Can they improve that right now, their situation? Because Bryce Oliver would be up over either of these guys.
Yes.
Bryce Oliver is also out today. So let's keep that within the context and understand that it's
really
not
like
just
him
about
too. His
Ridley.
potential, no doubt.
When we come back, the trade potential. The trade deadline is 17 days away. Diana Rossini with a piece this morning I'll throw at you. A great guest on the Buck Rising Show this week. She did a great job. She always does. But we'll talk about who is on the table and who is not when we come back. And we'll break down this game as we roll through the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Available 24/7. Put Lee Company on your team to tackle your home's heating, air conditioning, plumbing, and electrical problems. Schedule online at leecompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. Brett Doherty, Blaine Bishop, Buck Rising, the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff, live outside Gate 3 at Nissan Stadium. This is 104.5 The Zone.
Tighten up.
This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Brett Doherty, Blaine Bishop, Buck Rising here with you until 11. Titans Radio will take over at that point. We are outside Gate 3 where fans are waiting to get into the building. It is kind of dark, y'all. Some showers.
But it's supposed to pass.
Some showers expected to move through over the course of the next hour.
Yeah.
And then be done before 11. So we'll see how all that plays out. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by SA Recycling. SA Recycling reminds you to be a good fan this game day and look for recycle bins in and around Nissan Stadium.
Quickly, I want to have some
Yes.
fun. I know you used to do this all the time. I don't know if you did it for today, but I'm going to catch you a little bit off guard. Give us your analysis of the weather. Because in your second life, you are a weather-man, to me, anyway.
I love the weather. I do.
See?
I
love the weather.
So
I do.
what is your analysis of what's going to happen? You just said it's
I will
some things
say
about
this.
to happen, but in by 11, it's gone.
Yeah, I will say this. Over the course of time, Blaine, and you've known me a long time, we started 3HL January of 2010.
Oh, whoa, that was
a long time ago. But
was just yesterday.
as I get older, I kind of focus on the weather more often in the winter as opposed to the rest of the
so I should be asking Kirby?
Kirby Allen Kirby behind us.
There we go, Kirby. Here we go. Tell us what's going on, Kirby.
Oh, no, God.
He just gave a microphone to Kirby Allen Kirby.
Well, I'd rather talk to Kirby than
Patriots
talk about
fans
this
are
game.
looking at us like we're crazy.
We have a small front moving in from the southwest. It should hit about 10 o'clock. We've got a 100% chance of some light showers. Wind gusts up to about 29 and clearing out by 11 o'clock. Game time should be a go.
Back to you in the studio. Thank you, Kirby Allen Kirby, for your Nashville weather report.
The man who knows everything, or a little bit about everything.
There are spotty showers that are possible throughout the course of the day. Look at this Patriots flag in front of us.
Old school Patriots
Pat,
right there.
With Pat the Patriot, which is the great logo.
What was that quarterback's name? Grogan? What was
Steve
that guy?
Grogan.
Yeah, the guy with the
Lord.
neck brace. Yeah, that was Grogan. Yeah,
With
that's
that
all I
neck
could-
roll?
Yeah, and they got smoked by the Bears or whoever it was in the Super Bowl.
85. That's who it was. The Bears smoked Steve Grogan.
Oh, man.
That's definitely true. That's before Bug Rising's time.
85 was long before my time. That's about 10 years before me.
Yeah.
At
Well, you
kickoff.
remember Drew Bledsoe, though, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, Drew. Yeah, he was first.
He did a great job at Brady's Netflix roast.
Oh, my.
It's
You
about
trying
the-
to leg with
As
me.
did Nikki Glazer. Oh, my. Kickoff today, Blaine. 62 degrees, windy. 61 at 1 o'clock, 62 at 2 o'clock, 63 at 3 o'clock. That's kind of going to be the day. We're going to be cool today, Blaine.
A little chilly.
We'll be comfortable in the press box, Blaine.
But it'd
The
be nice.
Patriots
Still can wear shorts, though.
The Patriots, for some reason, are now a 6.5-point favorite. Why is there money going on toward the Titans?
I'm not a gambler, so I have no idea, Buck. I know you love all this gambling. And
There
betting
is no reason that people should be betting on the Titans other than the idea that the interim coach bump is a thing. Like, I mean, seriously. Like, bleep it.
Seriously?
New England, okay, so here's the deal. New England is not a great roster. Like, you looked at the Patriots coming into the year.
They're not a great team. They're 4-2.
But they've got a great quarterback.
They
And
are great compared to the Titans.
Well,
though.
everybody's great compared to the Titans.
That's what we compared it to now.
You
Don't
get-
get confused like they just got off the bus and they're saying like players and stuff. Hey man, they got some dudes now.
But and like Vrabel's whole thing, you pay attention to the press conferences in the week leading up to the people, especially this one, obviously, because he's going to be asked a lot of questions about coming back to Tennessee. They're leading the division because Buffalo has tripped and fallen down a little bit there.
Well, they made them trip and fall.
Because they went to Buffalo and made them trip and fall.
They did. Especially Diggs right there.
First, I mean, it was, but that's real. Like you've got guys who it matters for playing for a coach who's going to, he's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination, but he's got the right people on the offensive side of the ball to support the young quarterback. He's got a good enough version of Stephon Diggs that can still make you pay. They're getting more out of Keyshawn Butte and guys like that we weren't talking about for obvious reasons.
And the
before
tight ends.
And the tight ends are obvious. Hunter Henry is a professional tight end. So, like, the things that New England you couldn't necessarily see before the season started have come to fruition. That's why Brian Callahan is fired today, because the things that you were looking for the Titans to take a step forward in never happened.
So we're going to use our tight ends a lot today?
I don't know what the hell
Please
you're going to do.
tell
Well, I
me.
mean,
I don't know who's running the
Gunnerham.
passer today.
Chig does lead the Titans in receptions. He does.
Does he?
Yes. In terms of
I
New
think they're
England,
going to have a big day.
since you guys went there, Stephon Diggs, leading receiver, 32 receptions, 387 yards, no touchdowns. His big game was obviously in Buffalo against his former team. He had 10 receptions for 146 yards. Kayshon Boutte, as you mentioned, a weapon as well. He had a big game last week in the win in New Orleans, 5 for 93. He had 2 touchdowns receiving last week. And then you guys mentioned tight end Hunter Henry. Very, very good as well against Pittsburgh. 8 catches, 90 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Certainly has the ability to get it done. That passing game is what moves them. They cannot run the football.
And that's it. But they may be able to run against the Titans.
Well, that's the thing that if you're looking for advantage, if you're looking for advantages today, Tavondre Sweat is activated off injured reserve.
That is huge.
So he is going to, literally.
And he is huge.
And he is huge. He is a problem. And Ramondre Stevenson, I think that's one of the biggest Patriots fans' frustrations is that Vrabel is sticking with Ramondre Stevenson as much as he is at this point in time, because when he's not fumbling the football.
Until he fumbles in this game. This may be his last straw. If he fumbles in this game.
Yeah. Mike
Vrabel. Vrabel will lose
Patriots
his
fans are
mind.
like, get him out. Get him out. Also, there is a bus backing up. That's a flex move by the gray line.
That seems hazardous.
Does that make you nervous, Bug Rising?
I have bus PTSD.
BTSD?
BTSD.
Okay, there we go.
I think that there's a couple of different things that you have to keep in mind. Just a comparison of these two teams, because roster-wise, as far as the players on the field, Blaine, like that, the Titans players have gotten worse other than Jeffrey Simmons. Like, Jeffrey Simmons is out there playing the best football of his career, and he looks excellent, right? The way that the rest of the roster has depreciated, where I know Amani Hooker is a good football player in his career, and he's playing much worse football as of late, where I know that Lloyd Cushenberry and Dan Moore have been better players than their careers so far here have looked like. They have not met the moment.
How's that happen?
I wish I could tell you. That's why a coach is fired today. It's the first coach fired of the NFL season. The Patriots are 11th in points. They're 7th in terms of scoring defense, Blaine. The Titans are not even averaging 2 touchdowns a game.
13.6. 13.8.
31st.
So last year they averaged 17?
It was more than 13.8 for sure. I can tell you exactly what here in a second.
Yeah, that's what's discouraging is
that they are worse.
Yeah, they weren't getting any better, and then naturally, when Cam Moore's not getting any better, if you're sitting in the owner's box saying, "Man, what the heck is going on?" This is pretty consistent. Each game he's gotten worse.
Ultimately, that's why that decision was made. Right?
18.3 last year.
Yeah, so
18.3 now 13.8.
So how many points do you think they can put up today?
Without Calvin Ridley, man, I don't know.
Watch this. You just went down the You went down the list of the receivers for New England and how many yards they've had in games. Well, guess who led us last week? Everybody else wanted Restrepo. Van Jefferson, how many? 4 for 75 or whatever the number was?
Did a good job stepping up.
Yeah.
Did a good job stepping up.
It's a time for him to, hey, man, it's an opportunity.
It is.
To showcase what he can do.
We'll continue to break down the game. I did mention before the break that we would talk about trade potential. So Diana Rossini wrote this morning, the Titans are open for business. By the way, she was on the Buck Rising show, and if you want to hear that conversation, any of the conversations, go ahead and download the podcast for any of the shows. Rate, review, subscribe, 1045thezone.com. She wrote this morning, the Titans are open for business on every player but quarterback Cam Ward and defensive tackle Jeffrey Simmons. They are looking to stockpile future picks. How many picks can you stockpile with the rest of that roster?
That's a great question. Who else would you want at this point in time, right? Is
everybody who has expiring contracts.
Roger McCreary, Chikakonkwo, Sebastian Joseph Day is an interesting piece there. There are a few names that would make sense.
Arden Key
on teams. Arden is currently shelved. He'll miss this game, but he has missed now 2 games. They're trying to get him healthy. The trade deadline, we still have a couple of weeks. It's November the 4th when that goes down.
And by the way, Calvin Ridley. I know these guys are injured, but you're talking about pieces, and I wouldn't put it past them, even though we have no other option. Well, you got Spears, Tony Pollard. And Lockett, all these veteran guys who signed one-year deals.
Right?
Yeah, if they want them. Yeah, I'm hearing rumors that the Steelers are interested in Lockett.
Are you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. See, he's not doing too much here. Well, how much did Tyler Boyd do last year? He played in the system.
The other thing, and I'm with you on all of these pieces, and I think you're at the point as an organization where you would entertain almost anything outside of those two players. And maybe a lot of y'all would entertain something for Jeffrey Simmons. I don't know, but I wouldn't. But what can you get? That's the other thing.
Day 3 picks.
Yeah,
probably.
That's what we're talking about with most of these guys.
Yeah, probably so.
Roger McCreary a little better than that, maybe.
They've reduced.
No,
his
he is
snap
better,
count
but just
in
how
certain
much
games.
value he may have on the open market. For a trade.
You mentioned Tony Pollard. Let me ask you guys something. I had this written down to bring up anyway. Spears had more snaps, right, last week than Tony Pollard.
No.
What does that tell you moving forward about that position?
I think I hope that it's a trend. I would like to see Tajay Spears get more snaps than Tony Pollard. I think he's more explosive right now. I think he's capable of making guys miss more right now. Again, it's a smaller sample size, an infinitely smaller sample size. Tajay has only been back for 2 games at this point in time, and his health has been his biggest adversity, right? It's concussions, it's high ankle sprain, it's hamstrings, it's a lot of different things since he was drafted here in 2023. But I do think that he gives them more explosive play opportunity, Blaine, on offense than Pollard does right now, who's doing the best that he can. Mm-hmm. But it's not having the same desired effect. I would love to see them split it as much as humanly possible, and if anybody's going to get the bulk of that work, I would like it to be Tajay Spears, me personally.
As much I think as Tajay Spears is the most explosive probably player on the actual team, I think I would not lean in too much of giving him more of the workload than Tony Pollard.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. Because if you go down his resume, and that's all we have to, injuries all over the place. And that was one of the reasons, as much as I liked him coming out of college, with no ACL, and you're talking about now being in the National Football League, other things are going to start breaking down on you, being that you're the running back. Especially a smaller running back. So you got to be really careful. Just think about why he hasn't played as much as he should have with his ability. When you watch them on tape, Pollard versus Spears, you go, oh, man, Spears is much more explosive, jitterbuggy, jump hops. Well, he's a guy that I think the team hasn't implemented him in a way that can keep him very effective and explosive at the same time with kind of limited plays, almost like they don't know how to utilize him in a way where he can be that kind of difference maker like that. So I'd be really careful with that because once you start leaning into that a lot, then he's going to get injured again.
Fair.
So nothing against Spears. I love him. I think he's a great player, and I would kind of keep it the way it was, like it was last week for me personally.
I just got a message from Todd Furman, who joins 3HL on Wednesdays, and said he took Tennessee +7.
You talking about the Titans?
Yes.
Well,
he said, pray for me.
Well, we got to have the expert over there, Buck, on the bet there, man. Did you do that, Buck?
No, hell no.
Oh, my.
No.
All right. More Lee Company countdown to kickoff coming up.
Absolutely not.
There is a rain shower moving through Nissan Stadium in the vicinity coming up. Yes, it is raining.
Oh, yeah.
Boy. Vrabel returns. Is there a vendetta? We'll talk about it next. This
vendetta.
is the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online, leecompany.com.
Kirby!
It is the Lee Company countdown to kickoff. Brent Doherty, Blaine Bishop, and Buck Rising with you outside gate 3. There is a rain shower moving through the area.
It's almost gone. It's moving really fast, too. It said it's running from Buck.
I think so.
Everything runs. See it?
Everything runs from Buck.
Going away from him.
Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online, leecompany.com. Although we have moved closer together. So hello, Buck. How are you?
Yeah,
I'm great.
I can feel your heat. That's not good.
Well, it's I'm radiating from all the bad football.
Also, like
nuclear waste.
Maybe the least masculine thing I've done over the last couple of weeks, and there are a lot, would be my text to Buck Rising and go, "Hey man, I really like your sunglasses. What kind of Ray-Bans are those?"
You should have said, do they have the camera on them?
No, I don't have the Meta glasses. I don't have the $700 Meta glasses.
That's how much they cost?
Yeah, I think it's
But they're not rounded at all. They're like flat, and I love them.
Sheer.
Yeah.
He didn't want to tell us any of his secrets.
No, I text Brent the link. I tried.
Yeah.
I just walked in.
Well, he didn't get them from a Ray-Ban store. He got them from some bougie store in Green Hills.
I walked into the Green Hills Mall. I picked up a pair of glasses. I didn't ask questions. I want those.
You want those? Those look really nice.
I would like those, please. Thank you.
Yes, I appreciate.
They're really nice.
I appreciate looking at them.
You got yours at Ray-Ban. I got mine at the gas station.
Yours look as good as mine.
I went through that whole process.
What's funny is both of you guys are wearing sunglasses, and it is pouring right now.
Yeah, it's an aesthetic look. I'm taking notes from Stud over there.
More about the vibes than it is anything else, but that's a fair point. If it's gray, if it's this gray, I can take the shade.
We saw Titan superfan Scooby earlier. Now we've got Titan superfan Haley over here.
Yeah.
They have opened the gates, so that is a good thing.
People can get out of the elements.
And if you're worried about security, again, we covered this at the beginning of the show. Blaine and I were both stopped twice on the grounds today. Not even trying to get into the stadium. Like, what are you doing here?
I was walking down the thing. The guy comes back and taps me, and I'm jumping. Like, hey, who's tapping me? Hey, can I see your bag?
Yeah, you can't be here to watch this football.
Surely you're not here for football.
Do you think they stopped everyone that's walking around over here?
I think so.
I would assume. So. Well, it's
anybody with a bag.
They've got to put them through some level of mental acuity test. Like, are you sure this is a good idea? Do you have something wrong with you? Why would you be in attendance for this?
Oh, but all right,
it's okay. IU won again, huh?
So
IU did win again.
Team in the country.
That's right.
Oh my God!
I think they're the best team in the country.
I don't know who is. I thought Oregon was. I thought Miami was. They both have losses on the season. Oregon struggled
maybe Ohio State, but
Rutgers.
Ohio State doesn't have the offense that Indiana does. So I feel like
which is an insane thing.
That's just crazy.
I just said that.
I can't believe.
I literally just said that. Talking about college football.
Nonsense. I mean,
that is funny.
You got Vanderbilt beating LSU. You got Indiana, the second best team in the country according to the AP. It's just it is one of the craziest college football seasons
Vanderbilt
I've ever
is
seen.
6-1 for the first time since 1950.
Crazy.
I saw that. I couldn't believe
insane.
it. Wow.
It's insane. I know that there's more variance in college football than there's ever been right now. It does feel like in the NFL that used to be the case, except that hasn't been the case for us here for quite some time, because we're talking about the opportunity, or we'll be talking about an opportunity to beat the New England Patriots, who are coming in here as division leaders, and that was an unexpected thing. The funniest possible result would be the Titans beating the Patriots today, but what possible logic could you have to pick the Titans other than interim coach bump, maybe?
But this is sports, and weird things happen in sports.
Yeah,
so watch it happen.
Buck.
Watch it happen, Buck.
When everything looks like it's
win.
a no-brainer, it never is.
Watch the Titans win.
It's not a strategy.
And then
no, it's definitely not a strategy.
And then we'll all deal with Monday, where everyone wants Mike McCoy as the coach.
We can have a DK have a kickoff return or a punt return for a touchdown.
Oh, yeah.
Well, what they could do is score points on offense, take advantage of the field position. I mean, my God.
Score points on
The running
offense.
back Stevens fumbles, and then we get up 14-0. I mean, they can happen. You notice how I didn't say anything about our offense.
Yeah.
Kick return.
Vrabel returns today. Is there a vendetta? He's downplaying it. The players are not. The players are like, we know how important this is to him.
The players
for him.
In both locker rooms.
Right.
Chig's talking like it's the damn Super Bowl. Like, I couldn't.
What did he say?
Well,
he's talking about this.
Right?
I've had this game circled for a while. This is a really important game for me.
If you can't go to the Super Bowl,
you
create a Super Bowl.
I think Vrabel had it circled too.
Yeah, I think he might have you circled, buddy. Speaking of Vrabel, there's an "I'm sorry Vrabel" sign out there in the crowd out there today.
Okay, let's get past the revisionist history here. Vrabel was 6-18 in his last 24 games.
Yeah.
I mean,
listen.
Just because one guy didn't work doesn't mean the other guy didn't at the end either.
No, but now if you're the Titans, if you're the damn Titans, you're looking – you should be if you've got any sense about you whatsoever. You're looking across at Mike Vrabel, who has Josh McDaniels, who actually is helping support the growth of a young quarterback, and saying, all right, it didn't work with you, but that's the model. That takes you're going to have to eat a lot of pride to look across at the Patriots and say that's the direction that we should be heading for Cam Ward. I don't care if it's Mike Vrabel. Like, you got to get over the pettiness of this game if you're the Titans organization and understand that they're actually doing things the right way, even if it was heading in the wrong direction here.
Even though it was a Kraft who said you had to hire Josh McDaniels, huh? Yeah, that's how it went down.
That is
so at the same time, that's the reason why he's not here. See, that is the reason why he didn't.
But he'll take that from Kraft. He won't take that from Amy.
All right. Well, why is that?
Yeah, because he doesn't respect it.
Also, he doesn't respect Amy?
I don't. I don't think he got a lot of respect for any of us.
Well, when you need a job, you will kowtow to the owner.
And he wasn't
I'll
at the
hire
end.
Josh McDaniels.
Yeah, he wasn't at the end.
He wasn't.
And they also have Ryan Crowden, right?
Yeah, who would have been Vrabel's pick to be the general manager here over Rand Carthon. Listen, they failed collectively, all right? They failed that experiment at the end collectively. Vrabel has his own reasons why he was fired. Amy has her own reasons why she got it wrong. Like, the revisionist history will be everywhere this week. Mm-hmm. It is a huge talking point, understandably. Things are different now. Now you have to go out and compete against that, understanding that that is some kind of a model that you need to be striving for, even if it feels ugly to look across and say, okay, they got it right over there this time in New England.
I would love some truth serum for both sides,
Hell yeah.
Vrabel as well as
Right.
Amy Adams-Strunk, to say, okay, what did we learn through that process?
Yeah.
Because I think Vrabel actually learned some things and changed some things.
I would agree.
Listening to some people that's down there in New England, it just seems that way. He seems much nicer to the media there, too, by the way.
In Boston, which is crazy.
Which is, they have attack dogs out there now.
Well, it's also easier when he's leading the division unexpectedly when people would have picked him at the base.
And he also-
This is a
also
4-2
former player.
This is a 4-2 football team. They will not finish with twice as many wins as losses.
Yeah.
They just won't. They're not built like that. They have won 3 games in a row, and a large part of that is because of Drake May. And when you look at what Drake May has been able to do during that 3-game winning streak, he has completed 74% of his passes. He has accumulated 245 yards per game with 5 touchdowns and no interceptions.
Wow.
He is playing exceptionally well because this is a football team, and we'll talk about it, that cannot run the football.
The media,
Which is crazy that sounds, that he's having that kind of success. So is the sharp passing game really being the run game since they're not being able to run the football?
I think that's a great point, and I think that's accurate.
I think he's also more comfortable behind the offensive line than any of us expected him to be, right? That's not a good
line
unit.
is playing.
Will Campbell is a left tackle, it seems, in the NFL, or at least on this version of the Patriots.
Which a lot of us wondered if that would be
I
the
definitely
case.
did.
A huge part of the equation.
He has arms as long as Buck.
Yeah, we are I do have short arms, little T-Rex, tiny arms out there. And so again, there will be guys, Myles Garrett and players with great length who will get into that player's chest and give him a run for his money. He's not going to be a perfect player, but he's good enough to keep the quarterback efficient, and the quarterback is comfortable enough to just get the ball out. See it, let it rip. See it, let it rip. He's not overthinking things. He's not double clutching. He's not hunting the big play the way that we talked about with Will Levis last year and Cam Ward this year. Mm-hmm. He is not overthinking things. Blaine, the value as a player when you don't have to think too much when you're trying to execute a job. Speak to that if you could.
Oh, man, I don't even know if there's words for that besides, what I say all the time about playing free. And that, and that means you're just not thinking. You're letting your athleticism just take over. And, it's just more reactive. Like, you're not even thinking. It's, like, easy to you. And, man, when you get to that point, especially in the NFL, man, you feel like you're actually invincible. You really do. You really do.
You got to be in a flow state, right?
Yeah.
Like you just feel
and that's
like
where May is at right now, and I want to get him off that flow state. Like you want to tweak him a little bit, whether that's via pick interception for a touchdown, or pressure or disguise and deception in your defense. So yeah, because man, he is hot right now. Matter of fact, he is actually an MVP candidate right now, thus far in this season. If you just kind of look at that and you go,
it's true.
What?
Yeah.
That's how well he's playing.
One thing, and you kind of alluded to this, when he does take time to look down the field, you can get to him. He's been sacked 18 times in 6 games, and he's been sacked at least 3 times in 4 of the 6 games they've played. Mm-hmm. So that's got to be a key for the Titans. Now, can they get there? They've got edge rusher issues today.
There's no Arden Key. Femi Oladejo went on injured reserve. They will be without a couple of different pieces and parts that have been giving them snaps. Ali Gay is an option.
Jones, maybe.
Draymond Jones is listed as questionable. He was fine on Wednesday, got a knee injury on Thursday in practice, did not practice for the rest of the day. So if anything, he will be limited depending on the snaps that he can give them. And you were just starting, or Femi is coming off the best game that I think he's played, which again is a low bar. I'm not trying to gas him up unnecessarily, but he showed you as much in one single game last week as he had in any of the 5 previous, and now he has a leg fracture and he's going on injured, or has gone on injured reserve. Now, Jeff getting the opportunity to have more one-on-ones today with Tavondre Sweat back. Sweat trying to show you something beyond just being a run stuffer. He has some athletic ability to at least cave the what's Coach Matt call it, the guard center triangle in a little bit, make May uncomfortable, force him off his spot, and hopefully your edge guys can clean it up. They don't have to win if you have that interior pressure. They don't have to win one-on-one if you create that interior pressure and you give them the opportunity to clean up those sacks, Blaine. So, I mean, Jeff and Sweat is the advantage today. That's not something that the Patriots are going to be able to do much about other than to just try to get the ball out.
Well, I'm going to say this to what you just said. I hope it is. And when I say hope, it's because Sweat hasn't played.
Yeah.
So we have to, when you're talking about those big guys in the trenches, he has to get in shape first, gain shape. So I don't know how much he will impact the game as far as reps. How many reps will he do?
Right.
Those big guys in the trenches, man, now he's got to get back into a flow and a rhythm. And then that then will lead to how much impact he will have on the team. Let's say if he only plays 25 reps.
Well, so Tajay Spears, when he came off injured reserve.
See, that first game.
19.
Yeah, see,
19 snaps.
So I just don't know. To your point, I hope he's back to where he was, but I can't assume that he will be. I'm a prove-it guy. That's who I am. So until you get back and show me you can do what you did last season, I just don't know.
So the only, and because it's a completely fair
Because I would be
point.
double teaming Simmons all day and let Sweat go one-on-one. Because first of all, I'm not thinking he's going to be effective in the pass rush.
The only evidence that I have, Blaine, that he can give them something above that is that was the case for Denver, right? He missed all of training camp, came in and played almost every defensive snap. So it's not to say that that's a given. He's not the sample size of Sweat is not big enough to say you can count on him to do that. But he did do that at the start of the year. Then obviously he gets injured.
Did we hear his name?
Sweat? Not in terms of the pass rush, no. No, I hear you.
And no, I get it. It seems like it should make sense. And we don't have elite or any pass rushers that were starters that now are out. Like, so, man, everything is on Big Jeff. He's going to have to play on a phenomenal level today. And he has to be on one. And when I see on one, I mean, like, you will not be denied of blocking me every single play. And I'm not saying he can't do that, but they're going to need that to even be solid versus New England.
No, Jeff's going to – I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, Jeff, 4.5 sacks leads the Titans. 8 tackles for a loss leads the Titans. 1 forced fumble as well. Last 2 games, 14 tackles, 2.5 sacks.
No, he's a monster. Like this is the best version of Jeffrey Simmons.
He's the best D tackle right now in the NFL.
I don't think it's even arguable. So he had my favorite answer, Blaine. You can talk about the situation for the Titans facing Mike Vrabel and some of the Titans who are left on the roster who played for Mike Vrabel. Vrabel has talked about the idea that him and Jeff still have a great relationship despite him not being the coach for the Titans anymore. Jeff had the best answer of anybody this week about that situation, saying, yeah, I mean, I have a good relationship with Mike off the field, but when we kick off on Sunday, I don't give two bleeps. You know what I'm saying? I think Jeff Simmons is going to go out there and try to have the best game of his career today because he has pride as well. He has tried, bless him, to will his team to success, and there's only so much one man can do, but God knows Jeff Simmons is doing his best.
He better watch out for that wham block.
Well, they tried that on him in Houston, right, with that tight end, and how quickly he got through.
Well, I know when Falcons did it in practice, and I wasn't there, and I said, I know exactly what a wham block is. Like that is designed. I've never seen that in a training camp like atmosphere. That's like running a double reverse.
Yeah.
Like that's trying to trick somebody and really get you. Like, and they were trying to, hey man, you better slow your horses down. We're not playing up in here. You trying to bully ball everybody up in here, and that's
was that the Atlanta practice?
It was. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was because I was down there.
And Jeff talked about. Oh, you were there for that?
No, I wasn't there that day, but I was down in Atlanta. But
for the game, Yeah, during the week, Jeff talked about it. He goes, "I've never seen." And
people made fun of
him,
and they're not supposed to do that. That's never happens like that. That's like a game plan, schemed up play.
They were literally trying to game plan for him in practice.
He better. They gonna Vrabel. You could say all you want to say. Vrabel is a winner and he's a competitor, and he's gonna tell them to do everything they can to get after Big Jeff because he's the only guy that can wreck shop.
Yeah,
he's the only thing. He's all we got.
Yeah.
Defensively for the Titans, Cedric Gray, guys. Last 3 weeks, 17 tackles, 12 tackles, 12 tackles. He's on pace for 170. What do you see from him in terms of see ball, get ball? I know he's limited in terms of pass coverage at this point, but what are you seeing from Cedric Gray at linebacker?
Well, I thought, being at the Atlanta game, I thought he was, even though they were talking, I think, was that the game where they were talking about more about Williams, I thought Cedric Gray diagnosis, and you could see his communication skills throughout where James Williams would never say a peep. He knew what he was doing, but Cedric Gray knows what everybody's doing and where everybody's supposed to be. But so I thought he was going to win the job, and he actually did. Now, is he playing really good for a young player? You got to say this more like his rookie season because he was injured most of the season last year. He played on special teams at the end of the season. And I'm a little surprised that he's playing at this level. But when you're on a team that's just below average as a team, it's not going to come across as like, maybe he should be getting some form of, Pro Bowl votes and things of that nature. He's not going to get any of that just because of the team he's on and the success they're not having. But he is playing phenomenal, lights out. I think he's the guy to me for the future as far as their line. They shouldn't be looking for a linebacker. He's the guy, and he will continue to improve as a pass defender. I firmly believe that.
The Dirty Work Player of the Week is something
what it is? They give out awards now for that?
Well, they put a black jersey on him at practice and then send him running around out there, and that was
send him running around.
I don't know. It's just kind of, again, Mickey Mouse stuff playing. That coach is fired though now, so I don't know if they will continue things like the Dirty Work Player of the Week.
I do agree with the Mickey Mouse, but guess what? If you don't adjust as a coach at some point that gets your team excited. Yeah. I don't know if it does or doesn't, but it's something you had to be open to if you're a coach, especially an old school coach. We're like, what? We got to give out awards and then got to be player of the week and do all that. Man, really? Are we in grade school? So, hey, man, if you don't want to do your job after you're getting paid a lot of money handsomely, then I don't want you on my team.
Yeah.
See, and that's where we have to be. But it is this generation of athletes, maybe you do have to do that to bring excitement and not just excitement, focus on a day-to-day deal, and even then, hopefully, that leads to a game. Because I think all teams are dealing with it. Because a Vrabel team leading the NFL in penalties, that didn't even sound right.
No,
that would make Vrabel go berserk.
And it was. I mean, you watched it in the Sunday night football game against the Buffalo Bills, right, where Harold Landry gets a really important tackle for loss, and then number 92 for the Patriots just late hits the running back after he's down, and it causes Buffalo to get a first down that they didn't need. So a bad situation there. And listen, you're looking for any advantage that you can get in the margins. We have talked about this. If you can be the least penalized or the less penalized team today, can that provide you some opportunities to continue to try and take advantage of?
When
it's
you're
not something
when
they have done yet.
When you're this bad, you got to play clean football. I mean, there is no margin for error.
Still waiting for it.
Man, I just don't know if we'll ever get there. And that is the worrisome deal.
The Titans have scored 6 touchdowns in 6 games, and one was after an interception.
How many touchdowns does Ward have?
He 3 touchdown passes.
3 touchdowns.
And 3 touchdown passes, 4 interceptions.
And he has now, 5 lost fumbles, if I'm not mistaken?
Oh, I didn't look
I
that
think
up.
about it.
Because he had 2 in the last game. He had the interception in the last game. The last one, the ball just falls out of his hands. And maybe the game is over by then.
over.
But that was a very Levis-esque turnover.
Okay.
What do you mean, okay?
I kept telling you guys,
Okay.
I see the same
What is that, a slur?
gunslinger mentality as Levis when he was coming out. It's all over the place. It's just that he was better at it.
Yeah.
That was the only difference. He's a lot better accuracy as far as throwing the football on other routes too. But they have somewhat similar qualities as far as getting rid of the ball, throwing interceptions, fumbling the ball, getting balls batted down. I mean, it's all over the place when you see him at the U. And that's what I watch every single game. And I go, well, dang, he's just more confident in who he is.
It's really a mindset thing.
And that's it. That's the difference.
The Titans in total offense, number 32 in the league. In rush offense, number 31 in the league. In pass offense, number 31 in the league. In points per game offense, number 31 in the league.
Blaine, they're not the rushing attempts aren't there. It's not even.
That's why.
Like the attempts aren't there. They're getting so thrown out of their game script
That's a great point.
and things like that Cam dropped back 40-something times against the Cardinals. That's outrageous. That's not a recipe for success in any other situation.
Not when a rookie quarterback.
No.
The one game they won.
Yeah, well.
Or when they give it I don't know.
No, I think we have the answer to that at this point in time. But again, it's not for a lack of, I think that they want to run the football. They keep using these extra offensive linemen, these heavy tight end sets to try and run the football. But in Arizona, for example, they're down 14-3 before they know what's going on. They have no choice but to drop back.
So, in terms of today, New England against the run is number 4 in the NFL. Against the passer, number 25.
Yeah.
So, do things like that kind of dictate, or is it just film study as opposed to statistics?
That's interesting how you ask that question, because I'm not sure the real answer, because sometimes it's in systems versus the other scheme and system, not necessarily the players.
And if you're good, you're just going to do what you do.
Right.
It doesn't matter what you do.
Right. Yeah.
But when you're not, though, you're looking for angles, right?
Yeah. And so you have to look, when you're in the Titan shoes, well said there, is got to look at an angle to attack. And so I'll be interested to see if that more so has changed than anything else with Callahan no longer here with McCoy, is the plan of attack and their strategy going into the game, and us seeing it on the first 15 plays, like the scripted plays where you identify what they're doing. Every defense has a weakness, and then how to attack it. It should be simple if you're experienced in this league, and I just never saw it. And then how to then, within your system, use your players to their strengths.
Yeah.
That was the one that really, it kind of bothered me, because I was hoping, because the way he talks, the way he did talk, is that he was going to accentuate, the players' strengths of who they are as athletes, and I just never saw it.
By the way, the Rams are leading the Jaguars in London 21-0 without Puka Nacua. Just a little scoreboard update there for you.
London games are so weird.
The Rams, man.
That's the other thing. Just how much work has to be done for them to get right within the division. Talking about the Titans and how much different the division looks than we all expected. Jacksonville is coming back down to earth a little bit, it seems now, at this point in time. But Indianapolis,
The Colts are good.
The Colts are excellent.
Oh my gosh, they're a top 5 team to me.
They lead the NFL in points. Houston with a loss today and a Titan win would actually, both those teams would be 2-4. So there's that. So Jacksonville is
that's
losing.
a little bit shocking, yeah.
Also, today's broadcast brought to you in part by SA Recycling. SA Recycling reminds you to be a good fan this game day. Look for recycle bins in and around Nissan Stadium. Brent Doherty, Blaine Bishop, Buck Rising. We've got you till 11 o'clock, and we've got more of the League Company Countdown to Kickoff coming up. League Company, all you need. Visit leaguecompany.com. It is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Brent Doherty, Blaine Bishop, and Buck Rising here. You've got the inactives list. That's coming up in just a minute. But rain showers moving through the Nissan Stadium area. And, boys, it has gotten chilly.
Wind and rain.
I don't know what the temperature is, but Kirby's Kirby's thermometer says 16.5 degrees Celsius.
I love that we have it set to Celsius.
That's like,
really?
I was riding in Coach Mac's truck one time,
Kirby.
and I was like, we are not going 130 miles an hour. No. It was kilometers per hour. I go, Coach Mac, would you like me to change that? He's like, no, I know how fast I go.
My man's out here just riding it.
Oh, my God.
62 degrees, according to the Weather Channel app, with gusts.
Yeah, that wind chill is not 62 degrees.
Showers in the vicinity, though I think we are through the worst of it at this point in
Blaine,
time.
you got any
It's supposed to get
bourbon?
up to 70.
You got any bourbon? Should we just start? Should we just
Cappuccino anywhere?
a little Bailey's in my coffee before the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff? I mean, if we're going to wade our way through bad football, we might as well have a good time.
Also, Martha, team mom for 104.5 The Zone, showed up in her Hitman jersey today.
Yeah, representing the one and only one that'll be worn today. Probably.
I don't think so.
I always see a couple every game.
Blaine,
That's cool.
I think
that's awesome.
There's always a ton of Hitman jerseys, but today I'm surprised to see any Titans jerseys
What do you
whatsoever.
They got to support their team. What are you talking about?
Do they?
Oh man, I see a little kid right there has Marcus Mariota on.
Yep.
Or is that Levis?
It's always a toss-up, isn't it?
No, it should not
All right,
be.
Looks a bit young.
You've got the inactives. What do you have?
I most
today?
certainly do. So we knew half of them, right? Calvin Ridley, Arden Key, Blake Hance, Bryce Oliver, all out. Samuel Womack, again, will not be available.
Why did they get him?
It's a great question.
Why did they get
It's an
him?
excellent question. Brandon Crenshaw Dixon.
Ooh. What
is
about
not
Harold
active
Landry? Is he playing today?
Harold Landry
yes.
is expected to be available.
Oh, wow.
For
Okay.
the New England Patriots at this point in time. Also, defensive lineman C.J. Ravenel, which means Tavondre Sweat, welcome back. So we will see. You have Stephon Diggs also active with Harold Landry. Both of those players were questionable to play on the final injury report on Friday.
The Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. Those are your inactives today. Speaking of, man, the Harold Landry injury looked awful.
Yeah.
Yeah, I thought he
I
messed
was
up his
worried.
knee.
He played through it.
But they said
About
it was
him.
his ankle, right?
Yeah.
I thought it was his knee. It looked. But he looks different on tape. You go watch him early. He looks a little fast. I saw he lost a little weight. He like 240.
He leads the Patriots in sacks with 4.5 and tackles for a loss with 6. He's playing well. That will be a guy that they have to deal with.
Yeah, and that's not something that they held up well. You guys maybe tell me what to make of J.C. Latham, because Nate Washington brought this up on the radio show this week, Blaine. And I never am comfortable judging players' effort. I don't know what it takes. I'm not out there with them. I don't think that's a good part of commentary for media people to have. But when Nate Washington comes on the show and says he doesn't feel like J.C. Latham is giving his maximum effort out there, understanding that he's coming back from injury, and you have the reporting from Mike Silver, Blaine, I don't know if you read that athletic piece, where he's talking about Jeffrey Simmons having to check J.C. Latham in practice about his level of effort. What am I to do with that if I'm somebody who's covering the team but not in a position to judge that from a professional athlete?
Well, I just think it was all blown a little out of proportion just because it was Jeffrey Simmons. Now, being real critical, I think Jeff has done a lot of being a leader.
Yes.
I don't think I would have went after our starting offensive tackle trying to fight through a hip injury and then go say, you're not giving us enough. That's not the time to do that. Maybe one-on-one say, hey, man, how's your hip hanging in there? I mean, I see how you're struggling a little bit at practice. You know, that's kind of how you do that. Guys trying to fight for the team and try to play injured and fight through an injury. So I kind of look at it that way. I don't think he was being lazy throughout the whole process of any. So I think then it goes on, takes on its own animal.
Yeah.
After that. So I thought, just imagine if Nate Washington, using him as the example,
Sure.
had a hamstring, strain, and he was trying to fight through practice, and all of a sudden, Blaine Bishop comes up or Keith Bullock and says, "Hey man, you're not giving us enough."
Yeah.
Like, hey man, I'm giving you all I got. I remember trying to practice.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about? So that's kind of how I viewed it. And then it goes, once it got in the article, with Mike Silver, right?
Yeah.
Then it kind of takes on a whole nother level. So I thought it was a little misguided. You doing your job. I mean, all you can do is report on what was done. I just don't think I would have used that as a volume to even put in my article, me personally.
Yeah, because I've never had that question about J.C. Latham.
No, that's not who he is.
Right.
That's not who he is.
So I struggled with that when
Yep.
when we're talking about these things, and listen, Max Crosby is going to do that to a lot better tackles than
Right.
J.C. Latham. No matter who he's up against. So it was a tough situation for JC to come back dealing with that hip strain and then have to face the criticism and the commentary around are you trying hard enough?
So
I
Raiders,
think that's crazy to think that a guy like Latham isn't trying hard. I mean,
Right.
Think about that.
Super smart guy, too.
I would have had to go have a conversation with people like, hey man, if you questioning like how hard I'm really trying to go out here, man, I think the problem is you, then not me.
Sure.
Because then that means you don't know me. Like that is nowhere part of his resume at any point in time throughout his life.
It would be a new development.
Yeah, it really would be.
well, and the Raiders got consistent pressure on the quarterback. There's no question about that.
Yeah, did he
They
have
had-
a bad game? Absolutely. You got to think that, why didn't they have help for him? Because, see, that's what I said going into the game. Latham, you got to know is going to flare up. Are you going to help him? And then what then happens with Moore Jr.? You can't help both.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing
Well, and
here?
then Zeitler was
you
a
shoulda
turnstile, too.
Zeitler was bad.
And so hence then takes me back around to your game plan as a coach. You should have went into the game plan with the 2 tight end sets to help your A-Lean trying to fight through a strained hip. Man, imagine, I always use this is funny to me, but some people don't take it personal. Like, okay, imagine if a big elephant hurts its hip, strains its hip. All of a sudden now, it becomes not the big elephant, it becomes, the little small mouse, right?
Yeah.
Because it has nowhere near all the power and everything else involved in this big, massive, human being. I just thought, man, that was sad to me to even hear that. It was a little disappointing.
Blaine, you know how I love stats. So
Yeah,
the
I know you
Raiders
do.
on the season have 14 sacks. 43% of their sack total came against the Titans.
I knew Buck would love that.
Jesus Christ.
6 games in, 43% of their sacks came against the Titans.
That's painful for me.
Well, and the reason why I say
just
that
to
is
hear that, just like,
the
dang,
Patriots
man, we're
don't-
that bad.
The Patriots don't really get after it. I mean, they're okay. They've got 13 sacks.
But
in
Harold's their
6
best
games,
guy.
but
We
Harold's their
know
best
what
guy.
Harold Landry is.
Well, and he's been
And he's
injured,
banged
so-
up.
Yeah.
So, theoretically, maybe a get-back game.
No, please no get back.
Because the 2 games prior to the Raiders, the
You know
Titans
he
had only
wants to
given up
play.
4 total sacks.
You know he wants to get
And
back.
then, boom.
Yeah, I mean,
Why did they let go of Landry? I can't remember.
money,
Money. Oh, okay.
which is ridiculous
Well,
because
and-
they have money. Or
Right,
they have
well-
cap space.
It's like,
Why'd they get rid of Jarvis Brown? I don't know.
Did you see Brownlee in the next game?
I sure did.
When he finally played
I
after
sure
that,
did.
he looked pretty
I
freaking
mean,
good. 90. You love stats? 90% PFF.
He's on the Jets, so he's not doing great, but he's
Oh no, you can no.
I would
Let me
love to-
clarify
I
for
would
you
love to live
going
in
down
New
the
York.
road. There are players on teams that could be playing really well. Okay, we got one on our team. Cedric Gray. That just because your team is bad doesn't mean you're playing
Oh
bad.
no, I'm not denigrating him. I'm just saying, like, you don't think this team could have used a little?
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
An extra corner or some corner depth where you're out there with Jalen.
Oh, I did not
Davis?
agree with the trade. It came out of
Oh,
nowhere for me.
my God.
I had no idea. Like,
I just-
what are we doing? Like, that one, a young player who's got dogs.
On a rookie deal.
I am.
She's not expensive.
I am frustrated.
I couldn't believe it, man. Man, after that, I was like, hey, man, I don't know
He
what the heck is
started
going
16 games as a rookie.
on. You talking about, he's holding. Man,
He's
stop
got
that.
too much passion, too much fight for a team like this.
Listen, man, you know as well as I do, like walking the sideline during practice, that dude's a dog.
I would have kept him just because I said, hey, we're going to lose McCrary next year. We're going to move you into the slot because then your aggressiveness will come into play.
Which is what New York is doing with him, and he's better for it.
But that's where he's supposed to be.
That's where he's supposed to be.
Because most corners aren't overly aggressive like how he is.
Blaine, I'm telling you.
That's just, the mindset of the player tells you what they should be playing.
It's infuriating. If you are a Titans fan, it should be infuriating.
I would have been like, hey, just hold your horses. We're going to – if one of you just didn't want to start him and you wanted to play the Davis guy, right?
Yeah.
You say, hey, look, we're going to move you inside. You will be our starter next year. I know you're not going to be happy. Nobody is but we're trying to mitigate some things here and we're trying to work through some stuff. But you are our guy, and we'll rotate you even with McCray if you want us to, because then that would then open the window. You could trade McCray.
Blaine, show him why. Players just want to know why.
Yeah.
That's all. Just give him a reasonable explanation and then work with him. If you can't get the talent out of the player, it's on you.
Yeah, that's what you've always said.
Yes.
Just tell me. Be upfront with me.
But
tell me.
You'll realize that a lot of people that are in positions are kind of cowards.
Yeah.
And to me, that shows they have no leadership skills. Why didn't you give an explanation to him? And he found out basically on Twitter?
Yes. James Williams told him.
Yeah, he was napping, right?
Yeah.
And then he woke up and found out.
It's not supposed to work that way, man.
Well,
whether somebody likes what you're going to tell them or not, you need to tell them.
I love watching Buck. I listen to
Sorry.
Buck all the time. We all do. But I love sitting next to him and watching his facial expressions because, you have so much that you would love to say.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Honesty and trust in sports is big for the athlete. I mean, it's underrated.
Doesn't seem to be a big part for the organization.
Underrated.
A lot of things aren't done the way that they're supposed to be done here, Blaine.
Well, defensively for the Patriots, these guys are leading the way. Robert Spillane leads the team in tackles.
Titans legend.
Christian Ellis is second. And Craig Woodson at safety, pretty good player, too.
Woodson.
They've intercepted just 4 passes. They've recovered just 3 fumbles. Just looking for avenues for the Titans offense today.
Play clean.
Play clean.
Cam, Blaine, what am I to do with him if he's just a bit stubborn about some of this?
I think he is. Watch this. Most great quarterbacks are.
And that's fine, but he's not great yet.
No, right.
So I need...
That's fair.
What I'm getting at is the great ones were even stubborn when they were young, too.
That's true.
See? So as Aaron Rodgers, as Brett Favre, all these guys who were elite quarterbacks, they were like, oh, he's a gunslinger. He kept gunslinging.
I don't want to work away from the things that give him the confidence to be the kind of player that he aspires to be and that he was in college. But I also do need him to understand that the things that he is trying to find right now are not working for him, and that it may be hard to trust the situation because the situation is not great around him, but he is hurting himself more by holding onto the ball from trying to make these plays where these sacks where 43% of the Raiders sacks on the season are coming in part because, he did
it in college, and he thinks he still can run around until he figures that he cannot do that all the time.
At what point, though? 6 games isn't enough? He got mugged last week.
He's been
6
sacked
months is enough to
times.
address, let's say, issues to me when you're in his shoe, as the number 1 overall pick. Now, how do you adjust? Now that you see what the league is like, with your ability, now let's see how you adjust your game the rest of the season and see if you get better.
Sure.
And to me, that's what everything's a case study.
You had a stat for us, Brent?
No, he's been sacked 25 times.
Is that leading the league? Please tell me it's up there.
It's up there. But plus, you've got Raiders rushers going on podcasts and talking about, and I think he meant this in a positive way. He said Cam Ward holds the ball long.
Yeah.
And what he was saying was he's not afraid to get hit, so he'll hold the ball to allow the route to open, and he's not afraid of doing that. But it's a fine line, right? Hold the ball too long, 25 sacks.
Yeah.
That's some of those bad habits that you don't want him to get into, right? You don't want
that leads to injury.
The fearlessness turning into, all right, all of a sudden he's just getting buried on a regular basis.
This is just a fine line. I'm not trying to defend or be for Cam Ward, but I was watching Drake, man. I watched tape all week. He probably, I think they've given up, I don't know how many sacks they've given up, but I think 7 of the sacks that I saw through their first games were on him.
Yeah.
We're on him.
And
he's been sacked 18 times.
Yeah, so it's a high number.
There's the crazy Titans lady.
Titans lady, yeah. I follow her on Twitter,
Yeah.
boy. You
Hey,
have me dying laughing.
We need another video this week.
You should do a video with all of you guys in there talking and scooping everybody, man. Yeah, that'd be fun, man. Yeah, that would be right. That'd be hard.
They need all the energy they can get today. God
Crazy
knows.
Titans lady. She has a viral video out there, so we played it on the show multiple times.
Excellent.
She's hilarious.
And it's funny. She created this video 3 weeks ago. We played it again this week because Dawn hadn't heard it, and it still checks.
Still applicable.
Here's a good analysis of who she is. I'm going to just say this. She is the fan version of Buck in the media.
But she's also like your grandma. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, man. She goes hysterical on there, man.
I have so much respect for people who have that level of passion and commitment for their team and their franchise, no matter how bad things get, because God knows they are bad right now. So respect.
I just wish people could see his eyes.
Oh, y'all.
My eyes?
Where you looking like,
dead.
man.
They're dead inside.
So, give us a prediction. Score.
Let me give you time to think. This is the Lee Company Countdown to Kickoff. Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. Yeah. What is your score for today?
35 to 10 Pats.
35 to 10.
35 to 10 Pats.
Oh, wow. He just made my neck pain come back.
I think Vrabel is going to try and be a pain in everybody's neck today. I think if there are opportunities to go for it when they have no business going for it, the best thing that you could get them into is if they start to press. I don't think that Mike is going to be that emotional about it. It's easy for us externally to assign emotion onto the situation. He's out there to try and win a football game, no matter how they win. What's the line that David Quessenberry used to use? It's not pretty, but it's beautiful, right? Like that's kind of their approach to all of these
Leave
things.
it to an offensive lineman to say that.
They're right, but that's kind of where they're at.
He's talking about he was talking about his belly.
Yeah, I mean it's the whole way through. But I think Mike Vrabel's coming to town to kick their ass, and if they can find ways to stop that and upend the situation, I'm curious to see how they're going to do it. But I know it's not going to be an easy task.
20 to 13 Titans.
20 to 13 Titans.
By 7.
Okay.
How many points?
You got money on this?
How many points do New England?
Not yet.
Hey, you put your head. Be brave. Put some money on that.
New England, do they average 20 points?
25.
25.
25 a game.
25 points per game.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Dang it!
They give up 20 points per game.
Which is 7th best in football.
Which we know we
Ninth,
haven't done that.
9th, yeah.
So I'm gonna just use your numbers here: 25 to 20.
Pats.
Yeah. I really want to say
20 points from the Titans.
No, I really want to say
That's what I had.
23
Why do we have a Green Bay
to
jersey?
17. I think it's going to be closer than people think.
20 to 17.
23 to 17.
23 to 17.
I'm being dramatic, but yeah, I think you guys are probably right.
But
Kirby invokes the last Patriots-Titans blowout, 59 to nothing.
I thought he was giving me the out time.
No, he's inciting violence. Kirby knows I'm going to Vrabel's press conference instead of McCoy's. He gave me a Buckeye to put on the podium for Vrabel.
Huh. Is that what you do? You go to the winning coaches press conference?
Oh, my.
This week.
Oh, my. You traitor.
Yeah.
The Titans trust their home stadium to Lee Company to tackle their heating, air conditioning,
That's
plumbing,
correct.
and electrical problems, and they can protect your home, too. Your next play, visit LeeCompany.com. Lee Company, all you need. Titans radio coming up at the top of the hour. That is 11 o'clock. Taylor Zarzer, Coach Mack, Amy Wells, Rhett Bryan, Joseph Bonanno, all of the crew. We appreciate AJ and CJ and all the J's and Kirby, Alan, Kirby, Martha. Who else do we appreciate? Ross.
Anybody who's still with us at this point for 2 hours of this nonsense. Bless you.
Is there anything we did not hit? Lee Company, all you need. Visit them online at leecompany.com. I think that's the last thing I need to do.
I think that's about it. I think it's going to be an interesting game. I think this is. Listen, you don't. Blaine, we talked about must wins in week 2 and things like that. For their games to matter, other than all of us doing weekly Cam Ward updates, they have to win the football game today.
Yeah.
I'm happy to be proven wrong. Show us something.
Start fast. If they start fast, they stay in the game. They believe the hope will be there. Then you shell shock the Pats and then put it on them because they'll start getting little tight, wide booties up back there. Yeah.
Well, and this could be a Cam Ward game, right? Like the Patriots are top 5 against the run. They're not as good against the pass. So maybe this is a Cam Ward day.
I love how these stats and percentages and everything play out after the game, and it it didn't matter.
It didn't work. Listen to the Zone all day on Monday. We'll break it all down. Titans Radio coverage is coming up now. Thanks for listening. Lee Company, countdown to kickoff.
Always.